Part 2 of the Old Pastament, Part 1. Following the creation of two kingdoms, there was a period of greatness ascribed to the Midgets of Noodleium, for their access to beachside property and seafaring made the Midgets extremely profitable little dudes, and thus they did build great ships, and set forth across the lands of Noodle Earth. And their prized trade possession was olive oil, and an ever-expanding range of pasta sauces. And they did surpass the Midgets of Bobby Mountain in greatness, who clung to their traditional agrarian ways, seeking salvation through deeds pleasing the great Noodly One. An entrepreneurial Midget leader Caxton did thus become rich and powerful. His images were splashed across many tabloid magazines and entertainment programs, and the Noodleium tabloids did thus gossip wickedly about Caxton's love life, after-hours activity, and cameo sitcom appearances. For Caxton so loved the limelight and conquests of both social and other varieties, that during a red carpet interview he did thus issue a conquest proclamation of a different kind. Caxton did wish Bobby Mountain to become a part of the kingdom of Noodleium, and he announced no more cameo TV appearances, for he was off to war. At first the flying spaghetti monster thought all this was hilarious, and he was very excited about seeing his beloved subjects going toe-to-toe. However, the flying spaghetti monster did not approve of wholly killing as a means of reaching the beer volcano and stripper factory. He therefore boomed forth a proclamation to all the little folk. Loyal subjects, the concept of holy war and wasting people's lives in my name is a major bummer. I will not allow it. You must therefore resolve your differences by my way of choosing. I therefore decree that you shall resolve the issue in a series of televised taunting and verbal slanging matches. And thus a series of debates, with much haranguing and name-calling, were held, and the results were decided by phone-in poll, to be announced painfully slowly, following many commercial breaks. Well prepared for the bald jokes, the Midgets did thus mercilessly hammer the Midgets, scoring many fine hits on Caxton and his dandies. And the flying spaghetti monster did thus snicker and chuckle at the sharp-witted gags of the Midgets, for it was extremely entertaining to him. The phone poll did thus proclaim, following many commercial breaks, the Midgets unanimous winners. Then, following the verdict, the flying spaghetti monster did thus issue the following order. Look, guys, my intention was for you to live harmoniously, but for the odd cruel put-down to keep me amused. I have erred by my lack of intervention, be it partly my fault, for I was bored and desired entertainment. In all our folly, I have decided I will create a third race of people to keep you both in check, and they shall be large and capable of telling many politically incorrect jokes about thee. There shall be no more talk of conquering the holy mountain, for it is a place sacred to all Pastafarians. And thus, with a shudder of his noodles and rolling of his googly eyes, the flying spaghetti monster sent forth the big people into the world. And they were given the gift of politically incorrect put-down, and their maritime, rum-drinking, and bird-handling skills were unsurpassed. For thus it came to pass, the great Noodly One did much letting the air out of the proverbial midget tires by inventing a third race of people. For the midget and midget were yea verily full of it ego-wise, following much favoritism from his holiness. And he did thus give the big people many gifts, espoused in the way of pirates and lumberjacks. And the flying spaghetti monster, sick of telling little people gags, did gift the big ones with many politically incorrect ways. For the likeable roguish spirit of the flying spaghetti monster, creator of the Beale volcano and strippers, was thus embodied in these likeable rogues. The big people did thus inhabit near the midget and midget realms of Noodleum and Bobby Mountain. The big people bordering Noodleum in particular did adopt the many ways of the pirate, and the midgets used their galleons as vessels to transport the tremendously large range of pasta sauces and ingredients across Noodle Earth. Whilst on Bobby Mountain, the big people did thus use their roguish spirit to cut the sacred trees of Bobby Mountain. And despite the midget's clear opposition to such a practice, the flying spaghetti monster found the log rolling contest a welcome relief from the dwarf wrestling contests. And thus the lumberjack's practices were tolerated by the great Noodly One, but only with a sustainable land management plan. And the big people did thus attempt to emulate the flying spaghetti monster's midget jokes on many occasions. But the midget had endured many gags by the flying spaghetti monster over the last few thousand years, and the big people's attempted gags were like water off a duck's back. For the midgets did thus turn the tables, making big people the butt of many wicked one-liners. And the lumberjack and pirate jokes came thick and fast, and following many televised slanging and haranguing matches, the combined midget crack debating team did thus hammer the big people. And it was thereby decreed by the victorious midget leader Egbert that no further jokes of a politically incorrect nature shall be uttered in the lands of Noodle Earth. And the pirates, tired of all the wowsers, did thus depart the lands of Noodle Earth to seek adventures and treasures. And the lumberjacks soon ran out of timber, tossed in their axes, and joined the pirates on their tall ships. Here endeth the first age of Noodle Earth. For keeping in traditions of other religious texts, no dates or precise scientific evidence shall be mentioned. It is the Great One's wish that vague wording in historical accounts should provide much arguing and disagreement among us. Nevertheless, it is the irrefutable word of the flying spaghetti monster, and therefore must be true. Praised be to his noodly appendages. Ramen.